Hey everybody, it's me. I want to talk about rainbows, the Rainbow Connection, one of my favorite songs from Kermit the Frog, and it says, "Someday we'll find it, the Rainbow Connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me." I know I'm not, I know I'm not in tune, but at least I'm not in auto tune. So anyways, I want to talk about how important it was for me, despite breakup, estrangements, despite the losses, that I was able to find that rainbow. And if we look at how a rainbow comes about, it's always after a storm, always after a rain. It's one of those sights you see. I haven't seen them too often, but when you see it, I should say, when I see it, I'm just in awe. And if you see a double rainbow, that's extra special. And I remember a couple of years ago when I went to Washington State and I had to face the man who raped me in court. I was walking around and I saw a double rainbow after the case was over. And I knew life would be okay. And I know in life we have to face many storms. And sometimes it's a storm of our own decisions and choices, and sometimes it's a storm that others bring about. And when we learn how to weather the storms in healthy ways, how to cope in healthy ways, when we go through therapy and we improve ourselves from the inside out, and we get through the tsunamis, and we get through the hail and the tornadoes of life, we find ourselves seeing the rainbow more and more often. And we find that rainbow connection. And it's almost as if a weight has been lifted off of your shoulders and you can finally exhale. And you can finally see the sun again. The light at the end of the tunnel has become this big, huge spotlight. And you're like, holy cow, I can't believe I'm happy again. And when it comes to primarily parental estrangement, a lot of times us parents think there is no absolute way I can find joy in this world without my children. And we think, if they just come back, if we can just talk to them, if I can just give them a hug, and we get lonely and we reach out. And the last thing I ever want to do is put myself in a situation in order to allow someone to hurt my feelings. And so years ago, I decided that my daughters had the right to live their lives without me. I heard through the grapevine updates about who got married and how many children my youngest daughter had, and family members shared pictures, a handful of pictures. I was able to see pictures of my daughter's wedding. And I finally said to myself, every single time I look and every single time I get an update, there's a storm. A storm is brewing, and it's because I'm not a part of it. It brings forth the rejection, the casting aside, the fact that I'm not allowed to be a part of it. So I finally said, I'm not going to look anymore. I'm going to tell people, don't send me updates. Don't send me pictures. I cannot see things that I cannot be a part of and actually be in person to enjoy. So it was at that time I disconnected. I blocked the social media when it came to my daughters. I blocked people that I knew didn't mean me well in this world, that supported them not behaving in a positive way towards me. And I finally said, I'm done. And I wiped the slate clean. And in doing so, I finally started to see glimpses of hope and sunshine and the rainbow. And finally, after couple of years I made that rainbow connection, and my life is peaceful as a result. And my happiness does not depend on whether my children choose to maintain contact or not. And so all I can suggest is find the rainbows in everyday life. Don't let them pass you by. Don't focus on someone that doesn't want you around. Don't reach out. Don't reach out to people who care. And that's what I'm going to say today, is do something good for yourself. So that's the rainbow connection. The lovers, the dreamers in me. That's who I surround myself with. I have amazing friends. I have an amazing husband, in-laws, a new family. I have created a whole new existence for myself. So I hope this helps, and I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.